What do I think of Bob Dole? I don't think that it's an understatement to say that Dole has not yet figured out his viewpoint or his position, because at one point when he was in New Hampshire, he told an audience, and I think this is a quote, "You want Ronald Reagan? I can be Ronald Reagan," unquote. And the implication seemed to be, I will be what you want me to be. And of course, that leaves wide open what audience he's talking to. All presidents these days, and for decades now, go in the job just in order to get the job and have no viewpoint when they finally get there. Clinton stands for nothing. I can't remember the last president who had a program, I guess Reagan, and went there and stood for something. But when they asked Dole, well, you know, why do you want to be president? What do you stand for? What's this election all about? I have to just read you a few quotes. Here, for instance, George Will asked him on the Brinkley show, what is this election going to be about? And I'm quoting now. Will asked, is this going to be about a balanced budget? Is it about the culture? And then Dole replied, it's going to be about bad news. And then he seemed to feel that that was not sufficient, and he added, there are a lot of issues left. I'm certain that something will pop up in November, unquote. Here's a man who is, excuse me, running for president on a national program, and he's sure that there's going to be some reason by November. And then at another point, he said, this election is about the future. I want to speak about the future because that's the direction we're headed in. Forgive me, I couldn't resist. I mean, you just can't take it seriously, you know. One other thing that might be helpful, in a revealing identification, I'm quoting from that New York magazine article, Bob Dole compares himself to a plumber or an auto mechanic. He fixes legislation. In other words, he's not the one, in his view of himself, that conceives the legislation, that has the bold outlook. He doesn't have, in George Bush's terminology, the vision thing, but you bring him a broken law and he'll fix it, which seems to suggest that any law will work as long as you tinker with it long enough. And unfortunately, that is what his career has demonstrated so far. Not that they work, but that he tries to get them to work. We'll take a break here for station identification.